Ah, see, the light really does work. Now, I've got my mic on. I'm hoping, hang on, because I kept catching the wire before and it kept going into mono and I had to mess around with it. But anyway, right, I've come back and it's now dead. If you look behind me, there's no one around. It's 10 to 8. They've closed the area, the exhibition area off now to the public. So I've come back to have a look around so I can show you the stuff. And it just means that I can get a better angle and look at stuff that people keep walking in front and stuff like that. And what we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the Gigabyte stuff. We'll have a look at the MSI rig that's here, although they've packed all the graphics cards and stuff away that's loose. But then we can look around the Acer stand, which is behind me. Maybe say hello to the CCL boys and have a look at the stuff that they've got on show. And yeah, we'll just have a mince around, but I can see Pascal. Look. They're such lovely boys. Anyway, he wants me to show you. I'm gonna fucking steal all these and run off with them. Anyway, I just threw his darts away. Right, so he wants me to show you this rig. So you'll have to let me give you a chance. And I can turn my lights up. Woohoo! Any road. What I was trying to tell you earlier on was the front bit's done by Parvum. Who's ringing me? I'm trying to make a video, Grandad Steptoe. Right, we'll get back to this. This front plastic bit is made by Parvum. Now essentially, just to try and give you a little bit of the complicated stuff, the backs of the bays here are plastic, but this is aluminium. And when you paint aluminium, you need to use an etch primer first. Now the etch has got acid in it and it would eat the plastic. So you'd have to take the alley off of the plastic. And it's glued in and it's an absolute pain in the butt cheeks. I should watch where I'm pointing. But it's an absolute pain in the butt cheeks. But to make the black and red kind of work, this is machined acrylic and it's one of the specialities of the Parvum boys. I will show you their cases later on, and just to show you how nice it looks. They've even machined in, and that is other bits of acrylic that they've put in there. It's a shame that they couldn't really cover the Corsair bit up, but anyway, so they've got that on the front, and then it's painted a metallic red. You can see you've got the Dragon logo on the side. It's got a GD65 gaming in there with 16GB Corsair Vengeance 2400 MHz. Two of the MSI GTX 780 graphics cards, AX1200i power supply. I'm not sure about the SSD in there, but it's got a radiator in the bottom, and that looks like a 60mm thick rad in the bottom. We'll get around so that you can have a look. And then there's a monster rad, 80 thick, in the roof. And yeah, what do you think? It's one of those ones where there's a couple of bits about it that I like. A couple of bits about it that I don't like. I'm not too sure about that giant res and the fact that it's a bit wonky, but I do like the red 900D. I really do like that. It's a good one. I was going to show you the rest of the MSI stand, but they've packed everything up so that it's all hidden away now. Yeah, and they haven't taped it. I've just noticed something though. I'm wondering why, and they've got dynamite. Oh look, yeah, let's show them, Tom. Tom, it's a camera, they need to see. They've got dynamite randomly placed. Anyway, maybe it's because of the Big Bang. Yeah, it must be. Anyway, we will move on. And we will go round to the Midland Computers and the Gigabyte stand. Now they've got a lot of the rigs here that they've got running. They've got Gigabyte parts in them. I'm looking to see if any of these have got windows that we can have a look. It doesn't appear they have. But there's a lot of Gigabyte stuff on the back. You can see that we've got the 780 up there. 660 Ti. I know it's slightly old, but it's, not everyone's got loads of money. Z87 D3 HP, only 110 nicker. It's going to be a bit like an advert this, but it's just the fact that they've got stuff that people can just grab hold of and buy. H87N Wi-Fi, little MOTX motherboard. So they've got a fair bit of the old Gigabyte stuff there. Not really much motherboards really when you think about it. I'm surprised that we've not seen the M5, for example, because that's a cracking little motherboard, that is. And yeah, so I just wanted to give you a quick look at that. So let's go backwards. I need to kind of put stuff back as I found it, so I don't get told off. Anyway, moving on, Asus. Now we can have a good look around the Asus stand, but if we start on this side, if I look, I'm pretty sure these are all AMD motherboards, and they've, I might need to turn the light down a bit, because it's going to reflect. There we go, we'll try and do it like that. You can see it's got Corsair memory in there as well, and a Corsair H100i cooler. You've got the black, the gold memory there to kind of go with the gold bits on the board. And that's something that I'm going to be doing in a future server, because I've got the Z87 workstation board. We come down, we've got the Crosshair 5 formula, again Corsair memory. We come down again, something I will say is, look, they've done the silver and the blue like I did on the board on YouTube when I did, and I do think though if you mix and match the silver and the red, silver and the blue, silver and the gold, that looks really good. But that's the F285M, so it's M80X board, but obviously it's AMD. And then at the bottom it's the A55BM, and it's a basic board. But again, you do need to kind of remember that not everyone's got a massive amount of money. But where we've talked about motherboards, what I want to do is come over to this one, because they've got another. There we go. If I go at the angle again, might get away with using a bit more light. Right, we've obviously got the Maximus 6 Extreme. I obviously caused a lot of problems when I didn't necessarily like this very much because of the price, and I didn't have a great BIOS, but we obviously know now the BIOS has been fixed and everything's kind of running. So if you're a mega, you've got to have the absolute fucking ball end motherboard, then you can obviously pay the extra money for this. But for argument's sake, if you were to buy the Hero or even the Sabertooth, you'd probably be getting, near enough the same kind of frames per second if you're in a game. But all of these boards will be able to max out your CPU without a problem, and that's one of the bits that it makes our life as reviewers really, really difficult. But we've got the Hero. Yeah, I need to come from this angle. We've got the Hero here. Now I haven't seen the Hero yet, and I think it looks quite open. It's quite I'm not going to say a basic board, but kind of well laid out. It's not cluttered, it doesn't look too busy. So we've got that one. A little bit further down, this is another one that I've not seen yet. Happy to see that they've done gold and silver in the Z87 Sabertooth. Hopefully I'll be getting this in the not too distant future. That again's got a H100i on it, and it would be a good match. The thermal armour is another one. It's a controversial thing. You either love it or you hate it. When we move down, we've got one of the lower end boards. It's a Z87K, and again they put the gold memory in it. It does work, but those heat sinks, they're like throwbacks from the P67 days, and I'm really, really not a fan of those ones. Now they have got a selection of boards and cases and stuff built. We've got, let me turn the light up again. We've got 350Ds, you've got Corsairs there, and we have some CM Storm stuff. I don't know, it's a Chill Blast. It's quite a funky, it's got the Asus Impact in it. It's quite a funky little case that. I've got to admit, I've never seen it. Let's have a look, see what it is. It's a Lanley PC Q30 case. I really like that little case. I need to get one of those to have a review. I think that is wicked. So that's something I need to put in my diary. Tom wants a Q30. So we do that. Now, when we move around, there's a selection of different cases, there's a selection of different builds, and they've all got, I'm not even sure who made them. I think, I'm thinking it's got to be Chill Blast, but I'm thinking that some of them are PC Specialist as well, because you can see PC Specialist over there. Anyway, we move over, they've got lots of stuff all around the backs. The test rigs they've got are brilliant, because they're kind of what I would call show-proof, because people always want to touch and prod and poke. So having it all in acrylic, you can still show it off so it looks lovely. But obviously you can't get children putting their hands on it, and people just wanting to upset stuff. But that underneath, when you have a look, is the Formula with the aesthetic armour, and it's got the backplate and everything on it, so that's all lovely. That one's an A&D board actually. That's nice to see that they've actually got the crosshair in there. Something, if you have a look, Ares 2. So you've got the H100i there, and we've got the Ares 2 with its radiator at the back here. Now, what have we got here? Let's have a look. Echelon gaming headset. Moving down, one is the HD 7770, and the other one's the HD 750. And then the Zonar Phoebus sound card, very, you know, dedicated gaming specific sound card. You do have to pay a fair bit of money for it though. When we come this way, we've got the Asus GTX Titan, and then a GTX 7770. Is it 770? Sorry, GTX 770. I will get my words out. It's getting late. I really do need to go home and go to bed. Now, Vulcan ANC headset there. One of their routers, and then the Zonar Essence STX. I may have to prise that open. Oh, Tom, show them what you're looking at. Zonar Essence sound card. I may have to take that home with me. Now over on this side, I remember now, we've got some of the PC specialist stuff. Now I will say straight away, because I've said this to their faces, so I'm not being funny. The water cooling, I've said to them, the hose, they've been a bit lazy with it, and they could have made that much tidier. And I have said to them what to do to that rig, just to make that hosing look much neater and stuff. And they're learning. It's like prototypes. But I think you can probably expect me to be doing a little bit more with PC Specialist in the future, because they've already said that they want me to kind of have a look at some of their rigs and tell them where they could go better and stuff. You know, just with layout, which I'm going to do for them. But they've got another rig over here, and again it's the same kind of story. There's too much hose where there didn't really need to be, and if they've chosen parts a little bit better, it could have looked much nicer. So I'll give them their thumbs up for having a go, and they want to look at doing water cooling, but they definitely do need someone that knows water cooling a little bit more thoroughly to be able to guide them a little bit. And you never know, that might be me, it might be somebody else. Now, stepping outside, Yarber. Now, when I did my triple screen testing, I know we've moved on to higher resolutions now, but when I did my triple screen testing, my 3 screens were Yarber screens, and they're normally very aggressively priced, very good value for money. We've got this one's a touch screen. It's a 27-inch full HD touch screen. I think they want me to have a look at that in a not too distant future. Well, I say me, it will be Brian. But they've got, pretty much their whole range. I'm quite interested in some of the 27s, really. I'm going to talk to them about some other stuff and see if we can't get some stuff sorted out in the not too distant future. That's a job for me tomorrow though. But they've got a lot of stuff here. You can see they've got a lot of screens and rigs all set up. What's that, Tom? Did I hear you crying?
Yes!
Hang on. Do it again.
Yes!
After the wonder of Tom Lamb from CCL having an orgasm about a fan, we've whipped round to have a look at the Quiet PC stand. Now, this is actually the Noxious DS1. I do believe I'm going to get this right. Case Deep Silence 1, yeah, it says up there, look. Deep Silence 1. Now, I really like this, and I mean, I really like this. I know it's something really simple, but it's just the toy side of it. And I've got plans to use the DS1 in black as my home server case. And obviously I've got a RAID card and loads of solid state drives and stuff. But this case can be set up to be really, really quiet. And I just thought I've always used Fractals before, but this one's quite impressed me. So I'm gonna go with the Noxious for this generation, which is a pretty big thing for me. They've got a lot of they do a lot of Zalman stuff, and if we have a look at this, it's actually all done up, so I'm not going to take the window off, but that's a Zalman passive cooler, and then they've got a passive graphics card in there as well. I'm not sure if there's any active fans in there, but it's pretty much a Zalman rig. Now let's have a look at the specs, just so that we can see. I'm trying to get it so the camera, there we go, yeah. Right, so we've got i5 4670K, the passive CPU cooler, a Gigabyte H87 HD3 motherboard, 6870 passive graphics card, the Zalman Z3 Plus, 850 watt power supply. I think that's a little bit excessive. Even 550 watt would have been OTT in there. Maybe they've just done it so that the fan doesn't spin up and it's quieter. Anyway, 8GB memory. There's a 27-inch Zalman monitor with it, 120GB solid state drive, and then the keyboard and the mouse mat. But I think the window's a little bit small on that case personally, but it all looks pretty well put together, and obviously it's going to be ridiculously quiet where it's passive. So they always end up doing loads of like rock band and stuff around here, and that's what that telly and that stands for. We obviously showed you that earlier on, which is the Zalman Resonator 3 Max. I'm going to be reviewing that relatively soon. I've had some issues with my bench rig, but anyway, I do believe that's a Gigabyte. Yeah, it's a Gigabyte GTX 780 in there, the overclock edition. Moving on to this one. Oh, there's a Gielid twin tower cooler in this one. I've actually not seen this, so I may have to get that for Gary. Let's have a look. Try and get the camera to focus. 3570K, Z77 UD5, 7950, 8GB RAM, 800 watt power supply. It's a fair old bit there, look. And when you have a look at it, it's quite a tidy gaming rig. It's an off-the-shelf jobby that you can just order, grab, and it's going to work. I know it's got some slightly older parts in there now. It's a shame that there's not a price list that I could have shown you as well. But I'll try and come back and spend a little bit of time with Paul and the boys. Now, if I spin you round, I just want to let you know that I had to borrow a laptop to come up with, and it takes an absolute age to upload. So I'm going to try and keep the videos down. Short renders, more videos, and we'll try and get it done that way. Upload speed's not too bad. It's a little bit worse when I'm at home. The internet here, I've got to say, for a LAN event, they need their fucking ass kicking because it's terrible. Out of all the events I've been to with iSeries, we've had really good internet, and my videos have uploaded in seconds. The other day, it took me 25 minutes to be able to download Chrome. It's been ridiculous. It's really not been good enough. Anyway, I'm going to walk back to the booth now, and I'm going to start getting this really sorted out to be rendered overnight, and then I'm actually going to bugger off, have a couple of beers, and hopefully upload this for you in the morning. But it's been a long day, so I'm going to love you and leave you. This is Tiny Tom Logan. He's at iSeries, but he shouldn't really be because he's still meant to be off work, technically, off sick. But I just decided I'm going to go anyway and just take it easy. So that we're not doing videos like we normally would do, but I'm knackered. So I'm going to love you and leave you. And this is Tiny Tom Logan.